What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? What's going on, Ghost? What's going on, Chuck? What's going on, Ty? How you guys doing? What's going on, Ranger? I see you. Getting ready to get started. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Let me fix that. Doing good. Doing good. Just finished a hell of a work week. But now I got the next 2 days off and ready to get these Halloween movies in. Finish off the series. You got chocolate bars and you're ready. Oh shit, you're doing better than I should have got my Halloween Fruit Loops. That'd have been a hell of a snack for this. I will crawl over there and I will skull fuck the shit out of you. Like that's some intenseness going on there. That's some deep rooted psychological issues that Ronnie has on there. Fuck Michael. Hey, what's going on, Robert? How you doing? We're gonna be getting started here shortly. Just giving a couple of minutes for everybody to get in. Oh, that's good to hear, Ty. Hopefully nothing too bad. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let's bring the music to a close. Let's get that down. And what do you say we get over to the commentary screen? Yes, Chuck, I've seen Joker. I think we gave everybody, we got 7 minutes in so far. I think that might be enough time for everyone to know that we're on. We're live and we're ready to go. You guys got your movies ready before we get started? Make sure I refresh this so that way I can see how the stream looks on YouTube. Do I like the movie Joker? Yes, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I thought it was really good. Imagine Jason being as brutal as Tyler Mane as Michael Myers. I mean, Jason has had some pretty brutal moments way before this Michael. I mean, this Michael he's more so, the way he kills is very angry. Like multiple stabs and just going at it with disregard. Just completely overkill. Jason, I mean, he's brutal. Jason's very brutal, but Jason, in comparison to the Jason we know from the Paramount movies and the Michael Myers and this one, Jason is much more of a seasoned killer in my mind. Because when Jason kills, he's going kill shots in, out, and he's quiet, hiding bodies, using psychological warfare, placing bodies all over Higgins Haven or the Jarvis house and stuff like that.
How long have you been streaming for?
Don't worry about it.
No, I need to know.
Why?
Because I'm wondering.
You are.
I didn't get a notification.
I've been on for like 6 hours.
6 hours.
Hey, what's going on, Death? But ultimately, Michael in the Rob Zombie version, it seems like he doesn't know if he's killed the person or not, so he's got a double tap essentially. Oh, you got to go to work? Oh, sorry to hear that. But I will see you tomorrow for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Oh, no worries, Death. I mean, if you got to work, you got to work, man. Like, I understand completely. No, trust me, Ty. If you're a fan of the Joker character, the movie's worth watching. Definitely. Like, outside of all the political bullshit that's been going on around Joker, that means nothing. Like, Joker is good. Really good. And deserves all the hype that it's getting. Tomorrow's your birthday, Dark Super. Well, happy freaking birthday, man. You have a good night, Death. That's right. Ghost Abby. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow. I mean, Rob Zombie has a particular style. I wouldn't doubt that, Ghost, that they do a Joaquin Phoenix Joker skin for Mortal Kombat, especially considering that the Joker, the default Joker that they showed in the trailers, not too many people liked. So I definitely wouldn't doubt that. But like I said, like if you haven't seen Joker yet, that's definitely something worth watching. I would say it's worth watching even more so if you know the character instead of what you think the character is supposed to be. Hey, what's going on, Road Killer? How you doing? What if Rob Zombie directed Friday the 13th? I think we probably get more characters like Junior from Part 5 and his mother. To me, Rob Zombie really missed the opportunity because his style and what he likes to do with his characters lends itself to Texas Chainsaw Massacre better than any other franchise, and he could have did that. What I would like to see Rob Zombie do now is try to go to whoever holds the movie rights for Dead by Daylight and lobby for a Hillbilly movie. Like, see if we can get the hillbilly, get a hillbilly movie from Dead by Daylight done and have Rob Zombie do it. Because I think he would really work well with something like that. Who is the better clown, Pennywise or the Joker? I mean, I don't want to go into spoilers, but if we're comparing both movies, I'd say Joker. I mean, the Joker started a whole movement kind of thing, which I mean that's even beyond the movie. That's in the comics. Like he has a quite a following. Pennywise, he got hurt by harsh language and insults. Character wise, the characters side by side, the Joker has much more meat to the character because of how long he's been around. But if you go in interests, I would probably say that Pennywise holds the edge in that. Because there's a lot we don't know about Pennywise, and when you look at Stephen King's universe as a whole, there's a lot to be learned and a lot of interest in Pennywise. So I could give it to him. I mean, that's only because there's so much we don't know about Pennywise. And just trying to get as much info as we can. Maybe see if there's any other appearances, especially when you go through a lot of the other books that supposedly take place after it, and supposedly there's some sightings of Pennywise or some clues that Pennywise is still alive. There's makes it a little bit more interesting. Hey, what's going on, Rambling Rabbit? How you doing? Oh, Doug Tate suiting up as Jason. Interesting. Yeah, because I know Vincente DeSantis said that he wasn't. Well, not said, but at least the casting indicates that he wasn't going to be Jason. But they're still using the Ghost Jason design, which is good. Rambling Rabbit. I hate the Fiend. I swear, all those Firefly Funhouse videos has me thinking like Rambling Rabbit. I get the Kenny from South Park vibe. He dies in like every episode. You go do the things, Ghost Abby. Go do the things. Oh, I think it's once the lawsuits and everything gets settled, Ghost. I think Ghost Jason will actually be a design at some point. It's going to be made. It's too popular not to make canon, so they're going to do something with that. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if the lawsuits end, Victor and Sean make a deal. If that happens, that Ghost Jason becomes the next step. Because I mean, you look at Vincente DeSantis said that Never Hike Alone takes place after Friday the 13th Part 8. It's very likely that Vincente DeSantis may be given control, sort of like how Sam Raimi found Fede Alvarez to do Evil Dead. They may do something similar like that with Vincente DeSantis with Friday the 13th, which I'm all for. I can deal with that. He may oversee or even direct one or two Friday the 13th films going forward. And I think it's going to be very Ghost Jason centric and maybe using that same design, maybe tweaked a bit. At least that's what I would like to see. but only time will tell with that. But I do full heartedly think that they are going to retcon all the New Line films. They're going to start likely at the end of part 8 if Vincente DeSanti is giving control. I mean, as far as scary clowns, it can really take any kind of form, and it's based on your fears. So there should be no reason that Pennywise isn't the scariest of them all. Yeah, any Friday the 13th release day, especially an October tie, is good. Really good. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't give LeBron any kind of anything over Friday the 13th. Like maybe a producer right because he's funding it, but that's about it. I wouldn't give him anything more than that. And even then, having his name on it just kind of feels cheap. No, I don't think we're probably going to get any Versus movie for a while. The Versus craze that started with AVP and then Freddy versus Jason, all of that, it pretty much kind of fizzled out. Because we even got Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, but I don't think we're going to get any kind of real Versus movies from for a while. Just because all the rights are either in flux or just you're not going to get studios to play nice with each other. Dracula versus Orlok would be a good one. That would be one I would like to see. Bet LeBron just wants to play Jason. No. I mean, granted, you can't see what Jason looks like under the prosthetics and the mask, but we already had a super tall Jason with Ken Kurtzinger. I don't need another one. I just want someone to play Jason like either Kane did or Darhk did. Just give me one of the, or give me a fusion of both, and I'd be happy. Dunks on a team before killing them. Yeah, I see how successful Freddy vs. Jason was, but you also got to understand the time when that came out. That was in a time before. I mean, internet was a thing, but it wasn't what it is today. And then to have trailer, like when I first saw the trailer, I stayed up till 3 in the morning watching. Was it the E channel, E Entertainment, and they had a specific show for upcoming trailers. I stayed up till like 2 or 3 in the morning just to see the Freddy vs. Jason trailer. I recorded it on VHS. That should tell you something about that time. Now, if that movie was coming out, like I didn't even know that Kane wasn't going to be playing Jason until closer to the release date. Now, if you would have been in this day and age where Freddy and Jason would have came out and the fact that Kane wasn't playing and all the behind the scenes bullshit was happening, like look at all the shit that we heard about Terminator Dark Fate, which from what I understand still turned out to be fairly decent. I haven't seen it myself, but eventually. But you get all kinds of play-by-plays on all the bullshit that happens from movie to movie. That wasn't around back then. You didn't hear any of that until way, way, way down the road if the movie bombed. But you can't really hinge all the versus movies on the success of Freddy versus Jason because everyone was going to see it just because of the time. If that same movie would have came out today, if it was in production like the last couple of months, and we would have heard all the bullshit between Kane being recasted, Ronnie Yu only seeing the first Friday the 13th and the first Nightmare on Elm Street and going from there, disregarding the lores of both of them, there would have been a lot of shit. Like, people would not have been happy. What's a VHS? Yeah, I would have loved to see Arnold play the villain. He should have. I mean, from what I understand, because I did hear leaks, it's kind of a part villain, part hero kind of thing. Not an anti-hero or anything, but kind of does both roles, just not extensively as the villain. All right. But all right. Let's get into the movie, people. Get your movies ready. We are about to begin. Let me make sure I got my stuff up here. All right. Now, a lot of you guys know this is for all the new people coming in to watch on Facebook or any other platform. We are going to be watching Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, the way this works is I will give a countdown. When I say play, you hit play. We watch the movie together, and hopefully when I make mention of something on the movie, you should be seeing the same thing. And don't forget to hit that like button so that way you guys are getting notified of these streams popping up. Because I know Ghost Abby was saying she didn't get a notification, and that's my kid. So, like, if she's not getting notifications, then all of you guys are in danger. So make sure you're hitting that like button. Hey, what's going on, Devin? How you doing? We're just getting ready to get started. So get your Halloween ready. I'll give you a couple seconds before we give the countdown. And get ready. Please do not make Friday the 13th. Oh, part 13 woke bullshit. It shouldn't be. I mean, that has nothing really to do with Friday the 13th. And I doubt it will. Like, I mean, if you're watching American Horror Story even, like, the way they're giving the 80s vibe, the Stranger Things 80s vibe, I guess there's some wokeness in there, but I mean, I don't really, as long as it's a good story, I don't really care. I mean, you can have some subplots that delve around that, or maybe that could be partial some of their reason of even coming to the camp. I don't care how they get to the camp, just as long as they get to the camp and we compile a body count. That's all I'm worried about. And like give Jason some actual purpose, not just randomly going from place to place, just doing these things. I mean, to us, the audience, we should think that he's doing it at random, but to Jason, it should make sense that he's doing something for a reason. All right. So you want a movie explaining why he became a ghost? I do too. Like, come on, bring it on to me. So let's begin. I'm ready to get some Halloween in. And we shall begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. You put in 2. Hey, what's going on, Buzz? How you doing? Just in time. Just put on the movie. Now, what would it be funny if the reason why Michael is so insane in Rob Zombie's version is that he's maybe related in some way to the Firefly family? The moment Ronnie starts going off. What happened is Jason goes to the UK. My guess is he probably tried to slaughter his way back to the ocean so he can get to Crystal Lake. Imagine, like, if he was dead serious and he did go over there to skull fuck the shit out of her. Yeah, that'd be an awesome crossover if that was actually the case. I would have loved to have seen like Rob Zombie put his stamp on it in that kind of way, but I don't think he was thinking that far ahead with the Devil's Rejects or any of the Fireflies. Yeah, it definitely does Ghost. Like if he can't be killed, like it's like he's constantly evolving. Like his supernatural affliction is evolving over the decades, more and more and more. I was thinking about it, Buzz, especially after watching 3 from Hell. Considering where it sits in the timeline, that's a very, very good possibility. Ooh. Like it's funny, the guy that plays Ronnie is like he fits that role so perfectly, but I still would have loved to have seen Bill Moseley play that. I didn't know Brooke Hogan auditioned for this. That seems kind of odd. I don't know, like considering how he is to Michael, I would have kind of wanted him to survive. Like they should have just had it where Michael killed Judith and possibly the boyfriend, somehow he survived, and when Michael breaks out, he pays him a visit and tortures him and kills him. I don't know. It seems like a hell of a lot of service for a quarter. I don't know. Like, I still don't like Michael being the potty mouth kind of troublemaking kind of kid. It kind of creates a different dynamic for him because like when you can see like the levels of him becoming the shape. Like I still kind of prefer the aspect of going from completely normal kid, happy with his family, and then ultimately becoming a killer out of seemingly thin air. Like nothing provoked him. I mean, I've always said Rob Zombie's Halloween, it's a good slasher movie. It's definitely a good one. I just think it kind of misses the point of Halloween. That was my only argument. But if I still say you put a different title on it, put a different mask on the killer, call him something else, you got possibly another slasher legend. See, that's again, like, I'm watching it and I'm thinking, like, I would have rathered a lot of these people that Michael killed, that he was being bullied by. I would have liked to have seen them as adults and Michael come back for them. To me, it's like creating like, let's say you have Michael being bullied by this kid. And he's like bullied, gets his ass beat and everything. Like Michael's constantly being fucked up in one way or another. He ends up killing Judith, killing her boyfriend, snapping completely out. Ronnie, this kid, they never die. Michael goes to Smith's Grove, escapes on Halloween night, becomes the shape, and then goes on a random killing spree, killing this kid who's now an adult and killing Ronnie. The Haunted World of Elle? I don't think I've heard of that. It's animated. The only animated movie I ever remember coming from Rob Zombie was El Super Beasto. Or is it just Super Beasto? El Super Beasto. Okay. It's been a while since I watched that. I actually really like that. But then again, raunchy cartoons I've always liked since I could watch them. Yeah, I think with that, I like Ranger was just saying Michael's first human kill. I think that should have been reserved for Judith. Like Judith should have been his first human kill. You could have still had him doing the whole nature versus nurture, like this is a psychopath kind of thing. He's building up to it, killing animals, working his way up to killing Judith. But then after he kills Judith, you could have had the rest of the movie differentiate itself with him going on a killing spree as a little shape. I guess you could say he's a small shape, and getting caught that way and sent to Smith's Grove. He's a small shape right now. Just a little circle. Nice reference, Ghostface. And welcome back. It's been a while. Sherry Moon Zombie is very juicy. I don't know. To me, she's always looked her best in House of a Thousand Corpses, though. In my mind. Yeah, Danielle Harris is in here. I know they've recasted him in part two. I didn't know it was two different actors, though, for young Michael. Did I watch Booster Reboots? Every single episode he's got. Everyone. I was glad to see him come back. I mean, so far he hasn't done a new addition to Booster Reboots, but Anything that channel puts out, I'm there. Yeah, definitely right about that, Buzz. Definitely right. 100%. Have I gotten a figure review yet? No. I'm still trying to get a hold of a NECA figure before I settle on the Todd McFarlane one. Because the NECA figure, I think, looks better and scaled better next to the other figures. Although, I did get a Bubba. I got a Leatherface. That's something. And my Ultimate Pinhead, I talked to NECA. They're saying that's likely not going to ship until December or early 2020. But I will be doing a review for the Ultimate Pinhead once I get it. Oh yeah, Scout Taylor Compton is... She falls in that juicy category. She can come to the camp. Most certainly. Invitation is out. Don't be disappointed, Ghostface. It's coming. It's in the works. It's just building suspense and anticipation for one day you come on the stream and I just pop up like, guess what the fuck I got? And then, we're all celebrating and shit. You throw your cell phone and knife in the air. Sydney goes to voicemail because we're all celebrating. Yes, Danielle Harris does not only get naked, she has a sex scene in this movie. Which is kind of odd. Because, I mean, it's like watching the chick that plays Arya Stark on Game of Thrones. When we watch season 1 and then she has a sex scene in like season 8. And it's like, dude, come on. I watched you when you were like, yay high. I don't want to see that. I don't get me wrong, she's completely hot as hell, but there's still a ick factor about it. Rob Zombie knew what he was doing. So you got a Ghostface figure, Ghostface? Really? You need to share it. Do you have the zombie one or the regular standard Scream 4 one? Because all the NECA Ghostface figures that I've been seeing, especially pop up on eBay, one, they're outrageously priced. And then they're usually missing like a cell phone or knife or something. Oh, you said it's not NECA. Yeah, it's a hell of a lot of duct tape. My thing is how the fuck did he get the duct tape over his mouth without him knowing? Drunk or not, like, there should have been no way. No, Rambler Rap, I haven't heard of that. Shit goes, once you're done with both those projects, you know where to share them at. Batter's up. Oh no, I felt like he should have stabbed him. It's definitely some anger issues. How's the movie? Bloody. I think I see brain matter. Hey, what's going on, Demon King? Holy shit, we're getting everybody together. So why do people bitch about 2K20? I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it, Ramblin'. You want to see Scout's boobies? She might be popping them up. I mean, never know when she might pop up in another Rob Zombie movie and just let them free. Yes. I do remember that from somewhere, Buzz, that is her. Timestamp, we are at 22 minutes in. Exactly. He looks like a fucking bobblehead. It's a mini mic. Just like slicing her up. Doesn't even look like he's really stabbing her. I mean, Michael grunting is fine. Michael grunts in the original Halloween, and he grunts in Halloween 2018. So that's always been fine. So I do like the Carpenter score that they use when they actually decide to use it. Like pretty much, like he hid the knife in the mask, but where he hid it at, and then you look at the strength that it took for him to pull up those floorboards. It's like, how did little Michael do that? But I mean, yeah, like Ghost says, he is sneaky. Does undead Jason have balls? I think they probably rotted off a long time ago. I've heard that from my kids many a times. Who did this? Oh, Ghost Abby especially. I'm a completionist, Ghostface. I gotta do the Rob Zombie ones. No, I think Michael ultimately would have became the same way, one way or the other. I mean, it's growing, Anthony. It's growing. Punisher versus Deadshot. I think in a straight up fight, Punisher at a distance, I would probably say Deadshot. He's got a little bit of almost a metahuman like skill with aiming. Yeah, not only did he die, Goes, he died begging. That'd have been kind of cool if Michael made the mask that he went on the killing spree with when he actually escaped Smith's Grove. Like, I mean, he does kind of with the orange mask, but I would have liked the crude paper mache version of the Kirk mask to really, if we're going to make this a personal kind of thing, I would have liked it for that to have happened. Oh, I ain't going anywhere. Michael had full on fucking breakdown. I think it's more so along the lines that Michael knows what the hell he did. Because, I mean, in Halloween 2, with him putting on the mask and killing and stuff like that at will, that kind of indicates he knows what the hell he's doing. My thing is, as a kid, he refused to take responsibility for it and thought everything would be okay. Oh, Daredevil all the way, there goes. Michael Myers wears a fiend mask. That would have been a nice touch. Like almost a fiend like version of the Shatner mask. Hey, what's going on, Hard Boy? We are currently 35 minutes into the movie. No worries, no worries. Oh, yeah, the nurse definitely had it coming. Because given all the stuff that they compile with Michael, that everything that he did for her to turn her back on him and insult him, yeah, she had it coming. I can see if it was his first day there, but this has been quite a bit of time. That would have been hilarious, Buzz. Just for the hell of it, with this movie, I would have probably went with a Leonard Nimoy mask. Do I like this remake? I mean, I don't hate it. I felt like it lacked the feel of what Halloween should have been. It's definitely an alternate take, and I can understand and respect that. It was a definitely alternate take on the material, and completely differentiates itself, which is another thing I can absolutely respect. Oh, there she goes. Nurse dead. I still think this movie would have benefited better with it being an original character and not based on Michael Myers. I think if it was an original character by Rob Zombie, they would have he would have had something as iconic as the Three from Hell or Devil's Reject, any of the Fireflies. What Linda is better, 78 or '07? I would probably say 78. I like 78. That baby cry is something grating. It's kind of like he felt like he had a connection with Michael, and Michael gave no shits. Like, way to try to intimidate the 7 foot fucking psychopathic killer. Pretty much goes. I'm not sure, Robert, because I mean, the Shocker is he's more obscure than most other horror characters. So it's hard to say unless there's like a resurgence in interest. But as of right now, I'd probably say not likely. Yeah, Danny Trejo is Crazy Ralph. That would be a hell of a casting. I think he could do that. Especially at his current age, he would work really well with that. Do I like the origins explain? I don't mind it. I just I don't like the whole aspect that he was building up to it his life. Like I thought it should have been more that Michael just snapped out of nowhere. Like we can see his childhood before Halloween, him all happy and just carrying on with his mother and Judith and everything. And then ultimately just on Halloween night coming home from trick or treating, just snapping, just out of nowhere. Doesn't say a word, stops talking. Like he goes from maybe watching something on TV, laughing at it, and something clicks. And it goes from happy to just no emotion. And then he becomes the shape, instantaneous, and no one knows why. That'd have been something really crazy to see. Yeah, this scene does run a little bit too long. That's just. Uh, I mean, you're gonna need a fucking more than a nightstick. Well, at least the girl survived. Ooh. It said Rambo versus Netflix's Punisher versus Jason Bourne. Ah, man. I'm so tempted to go with Punisher just because I love that character so much. I mean, I love the other two as well, but Punisher is just that's a whole nother level for me. Yeah, I have the unrated ghosts. It's that whole scene is just If I remember from the one Horror is Dead documentary, I believe the whole reason he didn't do Texas Chainsaw Massacre was that he felt that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a masterpiece and didn't need to be touched. Halloween, on the other hand, he felt like he could improve on. Which I realize is the mask that Michael's wearing, is that supposed to indicate the pumpkin? Or not indicate, but is that supposed to be a nod to the original pumpkin from the intro of Halloween 1? The original? Am I a fan of the Thorn plot? I felt like they could have went a couple of ways with it that would have probably have connected it to Halloween 3 that would have made more sense than what they did. Essentially, they blew the opportunity. Michael just destroying Danny Trejo. Which one you mean, Devin? This Halloween or 1978? I would I would say entertainment level, I would probably say 2018. But both movies complement each other very well. So I think you can watch 2018 without watching 1978, but it works so much better if you watch 78. But I think from a pure slasher entertainment value level, I do prefer 2018. Yeah, you may be ahead a little bit. Like currently, I'm about 50 minutes and 40 seconds into it. But then again, like Ghost said, I got the unrated cut. Unless you got the theatrical cut, that things might differ. Yeah, I don't think Scream would be his forte, Ghostface. No way, anyhow. No, I can't imagine Rob Zombie doing Scream. Because with that, you're talking a crazy amount of I don't want to say intelligence because I mean Rob Zombie's not stupid, but I think with the way the Scream movies present themselves and as meta as they are, I don't think Rob Zombie could accomplish what is needed to really give a good Scream movie. Like he could add all the like hillbillies he wants. It isn't going to happen. Oh yeah, Devin, a Scream reboot can completely work. The only reason I felt like it fell short on MTV is that they made the movies not canon to it. I love Ken Foray. Like that guy's such an awesome actor. I think after this, I'm gonna probably go upstairs and watch Dawn of the Dead just for that. Damn, 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 damn. And to think they did that with a real fucking stall. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. I don't even think he got to wipe his ass. I don't think the trucker necessarily had it coming. I think he recognized, like when he saw Michael's feet, he recognized something was that whole thing wasn't going to end well. His whole thing was he just didn't attack first. He was trying to intimidate Michael into walking away, and Michael wasn't going to be intimidated. Like Lori molesting fucking bagels. Which my thing was, Michael has no real facial hair that we know of on here. So who is shaving Michael? Who the hell would get that close to him to shave him? Why didn't they like cut his hair on top of it? Now, can you imagine putting that mask on and how it would likely stink on the inside? But yeah, that mask definitely looks good for 15 years. But going back to Devin's point, look at the 2018 mask being 40 years old. I still think the neck should have been shorter though. I identify as an attack helicopter. I don't get many that call me Ty. Mostly I got their numbers blocked. Any of them that call in. So I don't normally deal with them. I identify as a bagel. Did Lori touch you, Devin? Bring up one of those like bagel pictures. Like, show me where she touched you. I mean, that could technically, that could work, Goes. That's if they decided to go that route with it. But it could definitely work. So, Art the Clown versus Michael Myers. I mean, considering what we've seen from Art thus far, I would probably have to go with Art. How's Ghostface supposed to get through these days? Text message. Text message or Facebook, calling on Facebook. H2 Myers versus Rob Zombie's H2. I would have to go with the original. I would have to. I mean, Rob Zombies is, if I had, it's one of those that in face value, if I had to pick one I had to fight against, I would probably pick the original, like Halloween 2 Michael. But ultimately, I would probably be destroyed by Rob Zombies. So I think the Carpenter score definitely helps with the feeling of the movie. Because when it starts playing it, it feels more like Halloween. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're all nerds in here in one form or another. Like, why is she like so upset over the whole fucking bagel thing? Just $1 a day. He stopped Lori from assaulting bagels. I thought Sid Haig was in this movie. None of them realized that he was up there. Like, it's not exactly like he was like hiding in the shadows. Or am I giving people way too much credit with knowing their surroundings? That's fucked up. Definitely, I realize that. Like, he does talk like he's fucking like stoned out of his mind. Which interesting that they move their kills to the Myers house in this version. And why didn't you bring the cooler inside? Still pinned his ass to the wall though. That's funny, Devin. Yeah, Ranger, I gotta constantly remember that horror movie characters, in order for them to fall in certain traps, they have to lack a bit of brain power. Then I would, because I mean, I try to watch my surroundings everywhere, so I'm a little bit trying to project that onto other people. But I think you may be ahead of me, Ty. I'm a minute and 12. I'm an hour and 12 minutes and 30 seconds in. I haven't seen topless Danielle Harris yet. Yeah, definitely a catch there, Buzz. Just like straight up strangler. Oh man, the two themes. I as much as I think with the 2018 version, I like the Allison theme, and I like when when Michael's going house to house. I like the theme that plays with that. But with judging the actual Michael Myers Halloween themes that play at the beginning of each film, I give it to 1981. I think that one is a bit better and a bit more foreboding. She looks like she kind of already gave up. Yeah, the 28 H2O's theme song was okay. I thought what they did in Resurrection at the beginning was really good. But I mean, once we got to the orchestral part that kind of got off from the main theme, it trailed off too much and didn't have as much of a fear factor. Yeah, Six's theme was pretty good, especially in that beginning scene where he creates a wall ornament, so to speak. I think remake Michael has more strength than remake Jason. I mean, remake Jason didn't show any feats of strength that was enough to tip over a car. It's like to know how close she came to death. See, like the way he portrays Loomis there is spot on Loomis. Like I think we should have had more of that for Loomis than what we kind of got, especially in part 2. See you tomorrow, Dev. Yeah, I'll be streaming Halloween 2 tomorrow. Bond versus Rambo. I think I would probably might go with maybe Rambo. I think Rambo might take that. Maybe. Tim Curry would have made a good Dr. Loomis. Yeah, true, true. He would have definitely been able to give that borderline psychotic vibe that Donald Pleasance had. Hashtag save the bagels. How about Robert Englund as Dr. Loomis? Yes. I think Robert Englund would have been perfect. Absolutely. Punisher versus the Red Hood. I kind of would want to go with the Red Hood because anybody trained by Batman in hand-to-hand combat, I think, would probably be able to take on someone like the Punisher. Chucky versus Blade from Puppet Master. That'd be a good fight. Especially if we take away the possession aspect. If it's just a head to head fight, I think Blade might take out Chucky. See, like I kind of like some of the scenes on here give that kind of vibe that you can tell where the movie should have went in certain areas and how it would have been more John Carpenter esque. But then again, I guess it's also it wouldn't have actually have been Rob Zombie's movie if it was Carpenter esque. So again, I understand a lot of it. Well, I have seen Danielle Harris. Don't get me wrong, it's completely juicy, but like I said, it still has that kind of ick factor. Like, dude, I saw you when you were like 8. I swear I'd have died if she'd have turned around like Uncle Boogeyman. I did not buzz, but I'm very interested in possibly seeing that. If you have a link, please share that with me. Oh, Donald Pleasance by far tie. Like as much as I love Malcolm McDowell, Donald Pleasance is the man in that role. Tyler Main for Ghost Jason in an official Friday the 13th. I could deal with that. Well, yeah, he would be the first to play both in a, I guess you could say, an official capacity. Imagine an OG Hobo Myers. That would have been interesting to see. I mean, you can always show nudity in movies, Ty, especially a Friday the 13th movie. The whole thing that personally I didn't even like in the remake of Friday the 13th was the gratuitous, I guess, gratuitousness, I guess you could say. That's the correct word. I know I'm completely fucking that up. But basically, the overuse of nudity. Like, essentially, it was like porn at some point. Yeah, but also, Ty, Friday the 13th films aren't made for the PC crowd. So they're going to bitch and complain anyways. So, I mean, it's not something new. Like, Tyler Maine's got a good walk from Michael. Yeah, like having Jason jump through that window to kill them both would have been a nice touch. I mean, having a character call Jason racist is one thing. Having Jason flip off a character, that's kind of out of character for Jason. That I wouldn't like. But having a character call him racist, especially if he's in the woods and he perceives Jason as like some inbred hillbilly, that's it's kind of realistic. But especially if it's Baghead Jason. But ultimately, I would probably no on the flipping off. Which would be fine if Jason was a comedic character. But I always go back to the original rules that were set by Frank Mancuso. Like, don't make fun of Jason. Having Jason flip someone off turns him into a parody of what he is. And in turn is making fun of the character. Like, I try to preserve Jason for what he was as living Jason in the first four films, I guess you could say. I'd say two, three, and four. Like, you could say, like, trying to preserve that. And as much as Frank Mancuso tried to preserve in part six and seven. Part eight, I think he just lost control on that one. See, once Michael gets going on here, he's like really good. Which I'm surprised Michael didn't kill Tommy. That'd have been a hell of a difference. You'd have figured at this point, especially now that Brackett believes Loomis, the Myers house should be completely under watch. Like, there should be cops everywhere from there to the Myers house. And more than just two. Granted, I know Brackett wanted to try to keep Lori's family history a secret, but you didn't really have to disclose it because you have the power to send these cops everywhere. But you'd have figured there'd been a whole lot more given the circumstances. This Michael versus Freddy versus Jason. Without a doubt. I can't even say it's close. I mean, this Michael is strong, but that Jason is stronger. That Jason has evidenced his strength as being stronger. So I kind of would have to go with Jason. I don't know. I don't ever remember Tommy Chong being considered for Sheriff Brackett in the 78 one based on the shoestring budget that they had. Considering in 78, Chong was doing all the Cheech and Chong movies, so I would imagine he would command a pretty nice price tag, which would have probably have soaked up all the budget. Especially with having Donald Pleasance on there. So it's interesting. What would have happened if Lori would have accepted Michael? Because really, all she would have had to have done was stall him enough for the cops and Loomis to get there. And then it's like, why didn't Michael say anything to her? Because this Michael only stopped talking because of his frustrations with wanting to get out of Smith's Grove. Now that he's out of Smith's Grove and he's finally reunited with his sister and even taking off his mask, why didn't he just flat out tell her what the fuck was going on? Ghost Jason and Michael 2018 versus a herd of walkers and whisperers. Ultimately, I would probably go with Ghost Jason and Michael, because even though Michael might get torn apart, Michael's going to take quite a few with him. But ultimately, Ghost Jason being dead, none of them are going to touch him. And Jason's just going to continuously just run through every single one of them. Alright, fuck, man, get through the gate. Yeah, man, the Myers had a nice house, especially the pool, everything. Like, I guess considering it was very trailer park ish when the family was alive. But I mean, shit, man. Considering everything that's all around the house, that's not bad. Excuse me. I mean, they kept shooting him in the shoulder, so you would think he would lose a little bit of arm strength because of that. But I guess that's supposed to be part of the whole Michael character. Like, how is there not a flurry of cops already there? Oh shit, yeah, you know I'm coming. Be the juiciest party at the pool ever. Sonya versus Laura Croft. I'd have to go with Sonya. Hey, you don't know me, Ty. I could go with express permission. Is she 49? Really? I did not know she was actually that old. Not bad. I mean, definitely not bad for her age. I guess 49 isn't that bad. Just ask for a hall pass. Yeah, pretty much. Or give her a permission slip. Like, let's go, bitch. Excuse me. Can't stop yawning. Yeah, I guess it is getting late. I think that might be a little bit overstepping relationship boundaries, Ty. just a tad. That's kind of yeah. That's when you need 10 yards for a first down. That's going 30. That's going way beyond boundaries. Yeah, that would have added a little bit of that Halloween Carpenter esqueness goes at the end of it. Sherry Moon Zombie as Pamela. She plays crazy very well, but if she played Pamela and knowing how she plays crazy, it's likely all I'm going to hear is Baby. And I don't think Baby makes a good Pamela Voorhees. Like, Baby is a specific type of crazy. Pamela is a specific type of crazy that needs to be matched. Which I just realized. Did Loomis end up shooting Michael with a magnum? Like, he shot him in the shoulder with a fucking magnum? Shouldn't that have blown his whole fucking shoulder off? Or have I been playing Resident Evil way too much to know what a magnum can do? At least in a horror setting. I felt like, shouldn't that have taken his shoulder off? And not Michael just like brushing it off like it ain't shit? Now, I think the better route to tie in Ranger. I think the better route to go for Pamela Voorhees is getting someone who we're used to seeing in a mother or very innocent type role, and taking them out of that role and throwing them in the Pamela Voorhees. That's what made Betsy Palmer so good when she did it, because she was only known for like family friendly, pretty much very, very G rated kind of roles before Friday the 13th. And it's that niceness from the roles that kind of gave her psychotic break a little bit of an edge. Was that a Magnum that Lori shot him with in 2018? I mean, I guess we'll find out soon enough on Tuesday. Damn, man, Lori looks like she's been through the fucking ringer. Yeah, Pamela prequel, I would take. I mean, I know Paramount and New Line both look at Friday the 13th as Jason only centric, but I would take a Pamela movie. And I think most Friday fans would take a Pamela movie too if it was given to them. I think only fans of maybe the video game would probably be the most butthurt that Jason wouldn't be in it. Pretty much goes. I see it and I like it. All right. Rob Zombie's Halloween. One step closer to completing the series. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Jason all day, all the time. Like you said, I love Roy too. So I could deal with a Pamela prequel, or even giving me undead Pamela because Jason's body is destroyed. Like either or. I don't think Jennifer Aniston would do that, Ty. To be completely honest, with the way she's even talking about comic book movies, she's only in them doing movies now like love comedies and shit like that. She's never going to touch the horror genre. She probably doesn't even acknowledge Leprechaun as being like one of her first movies, if not her first. Oh man. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream tonight. I do hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and all the Friday the 13th and horror talk before it. Like I said, be sure you guys are hitting that like button just to be sure you're getting the notifications when we do more and more commentaries as time goes on. We're almost done with Halloween. Tomorrow will be Halloween 2. Tuesday, Halloween 2018. And then done with the Halloween series. Haven't fully decided what the next series will be. I'm thinking I may do a Nightmare on Elm Street to get the big three out of the way and then start working my way to like Texas Chainsaw and stuff like that. But I'm going to hop off here, get ready to watch Watchmen because I got that ready and waiting for me. But yeah, you had fun. I'm glad you guys did. Awesome show as always. Thank you, Buzz. Thank you. I want to say you guys have a good night, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching. You guys have a good night.